Oh my god, hi! Yes, hello, yes! We are back. Hi, Emily. And we are here for another Survivor Syracuse. So I'm gonna say Scotty Survivor. New Era, Episode 4, recap. Joining me is my co-host, Gabby. Gabby, how are you doing?
Hi, Lee. I'm doing amazing. How are you? I hope you're doing great.
I'm doing good, still alive, still breathing, that's nice. This is probably late, but happy Halloween, everyone!
Spooky season has come to a close, but
Yes, get out your Christmas decorations and Mariah Carey because it's Christmas time.
it is
Well,
officially Christmas.
well, you guys have Thanksgiving first and then Christmas.
We do, but we kind of,
Yeah.
a lot of times we gloss over Thanksgiving a little bit. I personally love Thanksgiving. I don't love what it stands for, but it's, yeah, a little
An
bit of
excuse
a
to celebrate.
controversial origin. But
Yeah, just a little. We don't celebrate it over here. We don't have that controversy.
yeah, well, you didn't genocide people the same way we did, so.
Shh, nobody has to know. We went through too many plagues.
True, true. You guys were the ones potentially getting genocided by the British.
Yes, let's blame the British. It's what we do over here anyway.
They made those potatoes sick. We're on to them.
Yes, we have to go all the way to the States in order to survive.
There you
Speak,
go.
Speaking of surviving, two people did not this episode. Uh, should we give our quick overall thoughts before we go into detail? What are your thoughts on this double tribal episode?
I'm glad we got a double tribal because then I think with people getting a little bit more elbow room with these smaller tribes, they're gonna, want to do more risky, more interesting stuff. They'll have more room to kind of be a little bit more creative. So and I know we were saying there are some, you know,
Some, most, if not all, not good people? Not good as in like they're horrible people, not good as like they're not enjoyable to watch.
yeah, well, there's some like it's taken a little bit of time for some people to get cooking with the entertainment value. So the more people that we can kind of
Yeah.
scoot out of here,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, the
better.
more people we get rid of, that's just like, you're not giving us anything. Make room for the more entertaining people, which there was a few like good moments. I'd like to give credit to Mel for bringing some entertainment this episode.
Yes, yes. Mel gave us a little bit of like some scheming, which I was finally like, thank God someone besides Julia is no, wait, what God, what
Emma?
is her Emma? I never know her name. I don't know why. And I've definitely met her in real life too. So it's like even more embarrassing that I don't know her name. But um yeah, finally someone other than fucking Emma actually is actually paying attention.
It's like paying attention, actually kind of playing.
Yeah,
So let's start with the beginning of the episode. We once again get no challenge. What
barely.
we
Yeah.
get like 20 seconds of them running, and then all of a sudden, bam, new Murado, you won immunity.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there because I remember when we did the Find Luke challenge on Heroes versus Villains, I remember there was at least, you know, there was a camera on Luke so that we at least saw the moment of everybody running in and, or only one person had to find him on our season. I think it was just Jack. So, yeah,
Yeah,
we at
and
least got that shot of like the challenge actually being completed, but there's a lot of us finding out who wins the challenge through the hosts
yeah,
instead of
it's
seeing
like
it ourselves.
we get scenes of them close up, and then all of a sudden Andrew's like, bam, Murado wins immunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And it looked like, Sabrina was with one of the groups, so
Yeah, I think Sabrina was with one. I think Luke was with one,
Luke, I saw that he was with one. So I don't know
and where
I
the
don't
footage is
know where
gone.
that footage went. It must have been there because they had to have been filming the whole time. So I don't know if it was again like a time constraint with editing.
Maybe I think we need somebody that was like a production member this season to just give us the answers to these questions. Like, why is there no challenges? Why is the editing kind of off? Why are these people not interesting?
We can invite someone on the pod to discuss. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we could have Polly come in here. They might have some insider tea. I know that they're very close with a lot of people at production. So
Yeah, Polly, if you're watching, you were voted off early. I'm sure you helped with this season.
well, I mean, next episode they did say that some special guests from Heroes versus Villains were gonna be at the
Oh
challenge.
yeah,
No, I don't know who that could be, but
yeah. It depends on who was voted off at what certain point were they at when they introduced. So it's definitely like Polly's going to be there, probably Lydia. If Madison was voted off at that point, most likely her, and most likely it's still three because unless Kevin was there, they're not going to invite Jason back.
well, they might have invited him. The question is, would Jason
You
come
should
back?
show up. Yeah. And maybe they would invite Kevin because that would be interesting. I wonder what they're going to do with the returnees, the special guests.
I think they're judging the challenge. Whatever I don't know what the challenge is, but they're judging it.
Okay, yeah, so it's definitely like Lydia, Kevin, Polly, and Madison because they're like the best people to judge things. Not saying they're judgy people.
Hey,
I
honestly, that's kind of safe for at least that's safe for Polly, which Polly knows I mean that with love.
yeah, I mean, Polly was a judge on like that Drag Race challenge on season 3,
Luke
which I
Paul's Drag Race.
which I really thought they were doing on season 4 when he mentions like, I'm happy Gabby's making it far. I hope she makes the Drag Race challenge, and I was like, is it coming back?
That would have been a guaranteed immunity win for me. Absolutely.
Definitely, and it wouldn't even mattered like when you would have done it. It would have been you 100%. The only person I can see coming close would have been Hannah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how close? How close are we talking? You know? Would she even come that close?
I mean, I mean, it depends. She would have been in the top 2.
That's a lip sync. That's a lip sync that I would pay to see.
Yeah. Join our Patreon for a Gabby versus Hannah lip sync extravaganza. Who would have won?
We have so much good ideas for Patreon content, Lee. We should be
Yeah.
raking in cash over those.
Dustin, make us a Patreon. I'm also kind of like, why couldn't they do the Drag Race challenge instead of the 70th balanced toilet roll on your head challenge?
I guess they had a lot of toilet rolls left over. We could have even
Yeah.
done Drag Race challenge with the toilet rolls, you know, made a dress out of it or something. Come on.
Yeah, you can do a mummy look.
Yeah. Unconventional materials challenge.
Yeah. I'm just trying to imagine, like, oh god. I remember when I saw this challenge on season 3, my first words were like, oh, the poor straight people.
I know. But I did. Who ended up winning? Oh, Kevin won.
Kevin won, yeah.
Yeah. But I think
Although
someone got close. Joe Cologne, I think. He had the
he had like a classic cross top.
it was literally like Sonique ended up wearing it like on the runway.
7 times.
Yeah, Kylie Sonique Love ended up wearing it like at All Stars, I remember.
Yeah, she probably would at some point. Oh, that was a good challenge. Bring that challenge back.
They should.
I'm
Can't
just trying.
deny.
Oh, I'm still trying to picture it in like season 4. It's like, God, Jake Niebuhr in drag. Well, drag. Jack Lavalvo in drag.
See, that's why they should have done it.
Yeah. Oh, I realized who else would have been top 3. That could have been Mitch's first immunity win.
Oh.
Because Mitch was
duked it out. We talk about how Mitch and I have similar. We've talked about how we have similar hair texture, and we had like the same haircut for a second, and from behind we looked kind of similar.
Yeah, it's like, here's your next immunity challenge. Which one's Mitch and which one's Gabby? Hint, one of them has trauma with idols. The other does not.
I mean, I have trauma with walking straight past them.
Well, you weren't sent home with one vote by an idol twice by the same person.
True. True.
So after that lack of a challenge, we get to the Murado people, and it's pretty much the common theme with all their beginnings between the three tribes is everybody thinks Parker played the swapped advantage wrong, and I'm kind of inclined to agree.
Yeah, I mean, he did it to protect Julia.
But
Which,
another way, yeah. What were you gonna say?
well, I said he did it to protect Julia, which I guess in turn protects him a little bit more, but I don't know. I would have done probably could have done more to help Mario. Like, I think in that position, he could have swapped Mario off of his tribe, knowing that Mario was in like a super minority.
Yeah,
In
why not? Yeah, he could have switched Mario and Julia. Like, put Julia onto your tribe and put Mario onto the tribe where he has connections with Emma, and with Emma comes Marcelo and Lily.
that actually would have been a really good idea if he kept, because he would have been able to protect Julia by keeping her close anyway, and he had no chance of protecting Mario, especially since Julia fucking ratted them out as
Yeah,
being roommates.
not even that. Julia, like, yes, Julia ratted them out to Eli, and then Eli ratted them out to Savannah.
Yeah.
But we'll get to the Pinkle tribe. Fun name, by the way. Finally, a good one.
Yeah, it is a fun name.
So Murado, what Murado is mostly, it's mostly Emma being attacked by her dog.
Which you
It's
don't get a name. I wish we had the lower third for the dog so we can figure out what her dog's name is. I'm very
yeah,
curious.
Oliver can't be the only like doggy star.
I know.
Like, come on, give Oliver some competition. Then we're gonna have Survivor Syracuse Dogs Edition.
Should.
And then pretty much Emma and Maddie still gunning for each other. Ben's on his own and provides nothing to the tribe, in Emma's words.
Yeah.
And Marcelo calls him and Emma the strongest people in the game. Do we agree? Do we think they're strongest?
My thing is if it's week 3 and somebody says you're one of the strongest people in the game, I feel like that's not a good thing, because then you're a threat off the bat, which is ultimately, to me, making yourself a threat immediately is not good gameplay. So that to me, that doesn't, the logic doesn't follow to me.
Yeah. What's not clicking?
I don't know. And I don't know why they're so inclined to keep her around, and just because she even said, I wrote this down. She said at one point, she was like, I don't think it's a good move for them to vote me out at this point. And I was like,
because they all need her.
I was like, who needs, like, why? It's only not a good move for you. Like, what? Where
I
are you
think
getting this from?
I think in her mind, in the crazy world of Emma's mind, she believes she's Ben's only hope to survive being on his own. Marcelo sees Emma as a shield for him, so he believes if he voted off Emma, then he'd be the next target. And I think Lily believes like her and Emma are close.
Yeah.
Because Lily was even talking this episode, because Lily's there, if people forgot, that she was saying she'd rather Maddie gone than Ben because reasons.
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
then
I think we need to unpack the Maddie stuff a little bit more. I don't.
yeah, because Maddie's like still on the bottom, it looks like, on that tribe.
Yeah.
If they lose, it's most likely Maddie going home, which kind of makes me believe this is going to be the one tribe in every like trio of tribes that just wins and never goes to tribal. Because that was your tribe until it was kind of forced on you guys.
Yeah, that was Wentworth.
Yeah, your Wentworth tribe, where you guys constantly did not go to tribal until it was kind of like forced upon you to go to a tribal to vote off Eli.
Well, yeah, that was the best, because once we actually had to go to tribal, we were like, Done.
Easy, vote off Eli. Oh, Abby, you don't want to do that? Well, sorry, you're never around.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying with like that's why Parker should have switched Mario and Julia,
Julia.
because it's inevitable at this early in the game, people aren't going to want to rock the boat enough to, I don't know, to save your roommate, you know.
Say, yeah. Save your roommate and Julia's friend and Emma's ally. Because she even said to, like, Ben's, like, I'll keep you around if you can somehow pull sway to keep Mario in the game. And he was like, Emma realized, you have no power. You are not worth my time. That's, like, the vibe Emma gives off. It's like, if you don't provide some reason to help her, she will not interact with you or care
What
for you.
confuses me so much is like, what power does she actually have, though? Because what's stopping people from turning around and being like, all right, let's vote Emma? You know, like, because she seems like,
Fear?
exactly, but it seems like, but why? Because people, she's just a person, you know, like you guys know you can just turn around and vote her off. She's being like very, I don't want to say bossy because I hate that word, but like a little bit like, I don't know, it's kind of condescending and it's a little like she even said everybody else is fucking sheep or whatever. And I don't know how anybody else is cool with just playing. I don't know. I wouldn't want to play around that superiority attitude, especially this early on when she has nothing to show for it. That's the thing. She's voted just in the majority the whole time, hasn't actually pulled anything.
Sway.
She
The
hasn't pulled
only
impressive little tricks for any strategic reason. She's just been like, I want this person out. I want this person out. I want this, like she doesn't have any. It doesn't seem like she has any actual plan. She's just going with the easy pick every time and saying that she orchestrated it. So I feel like she is perceiving herself as more powerful than she actually is.
Yeah, I think it's because like she was the first one to throw out Will's name. Will went home. She was the first one to throw out Emily's name. Emily went home. And everyone was just like agreeing because like it's not my name.
Yeah, and that's what happens in the beginning is people are just waiting for one person to throw out a name. And
Yeah,
then
and she's just okay saying it. Maybe that's why she's like convinced like she's so powerful because she knows like whatever name I say, everyone's gonna agree with me because all they're gonna think it's not them. So they're not gonna try.
yeah, but
I'm trying to put some sense into her
I
logic.
know, I know, and I'm trying to to poke at the fact that I don't think there's any logic behind it at all. Because one day she's gonna say a name, and somebody's gonna be like, I don't want that person gone, and then they're gonna be like, wait, who the fuck are you? Why are you still here?
I feel like that's Emma to the entire Shallow people. She's gonna be like, "Who are you? Why are you still here?
Yeah,
I have not interacted with you. You have not perceived a plan to me to keep me safe."
yeah, especially with all the fucking hostility at the. Maybe that's why people are keeping her around is because they know that if she comes to some kind of merge situation, people will be like,
Easy first boot.
yeah, why did you say fuck you and like flip me off at that one challenge, you weirdo? Goodbye.
And she will perfectly answer you, being like, "Because I wanted to."
Because you're sheep.
And I am your shepherd.
I am your
Follow me into the pit.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be some kind of I'm interested to see her journey because I feel like there's going to be some kind of Icarus-esque crash and burn.
Yeah, we're just waiting for her wings to melt at this point.
Yeah, there you go.
Although I don't know if it's hard to melt when you are from hell. So now to actually it's no longer the Shallow Tribe, the Deep End Tribe. Did the editor somehow hear the complaining of the name from the Beyond the Future?
Wait, sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, I was like, so
Nothing.
the Shallow Tribe is now the Deep End Tribe, and I'm like, did the editor somehow see the future and knew that people would complain about this name?
Yeah, I didn't I there that was not addressed, right? Because I just looked at
Nope.
the lower thirds halfway through the episode and I was like, why does it say deep end now?
Yeah, because now they're the Deep End Tribe, so now we have to start calling them the Deep Tribe. Nope, they're still shallow.
The deep drive. That yeah, I because Murado didn't change its name. It's just new Murado now.
Yeah, and now shallow is deep end because these people are deep. No, they're not.
Maybe they all got jealous of the Pinkle tribe and they were like, we want to make a new name too.
Yeah, we want to change your name too. Like, remember us, the boring tribe? We're no longer the boring one. Well, that's a new thing. We need to find a new boring tribe.
True. One will come out of the woodwork soon enough.
Yeah. It'll probably will be Numerato since they'll constantly win immunity and we'll just get nothing from them.
Or they'll all
So,
just listen to what Emma says every time and it'll just be like, bleh.
yeah, it's like, we are voting Maddie. Yes, Miss Emma. We are now voting Ben. Yes, Miss Emma. Okay, we're at the merge. What's gonna. All right, we're here before the merge. Sorry, Lily, you have to go. Yes, Miss Emma.
Very that.
What? I'm convinced they're going to be the one tribe that's not going to make it. I mean, not going to be a tribal. So the first thing we hear is we get to hear from Casey. She is there. I feel like I'm saying that about a lot of these people. It's like they are there. They're still a part of the cast. And immediately she's like, Eli and Julia are close. They're like a tight knit pair, and I'm just their third wheel. And apparently it's very obvious because Eli constantly talk in we forms. Like, we will not vote you off. We want to work with you because he is. Because according to Mel, he is not his own person. Thank you, Mel, for voicing my thoughts on this entire ex-shallow people.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you can't really make a duo more obvious than when you refer to all of your decisions as we, as mutually made decisions.
Yeah, it gives very South Pacific coaches cult. I don't know if you saw that season. The whole like family talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I always find creepy when tribes refer to themselves as a family. It's like, you just met each other. How are you already a
Don't
family?
know each other.
You're still trying to remember these people's names.
Especially like in this situation where it's like you're not sleeping on an island together. Like you guys
Yeah.
you see each other twice a week.
Yeah, you guys aren't bonding over the fact that you're living through a hurricane
Yeah.
on a Fijian island. You guys are just in a college together there where you might have the same class and might have to throw balls at each other or in buckets. Don't take that out of context. So yeah, that's creepy. And apparently the main target at first is Phil because they think he has an idol because they think Julia thinks he saw her she saw him pronouns pick up something and then act nervous about it. Where and then it gets confusing where it's like Eli not Eli Philip is throwing out Casey's name, but also Mel's is an option. I guess nobody's targeting the obvious duo.
No.
So what do we think of that whole ordeal and the whole debacle of trying to get out Philip?
I don't know. I think that it kind of makes sense because well, I think Mel and Casey want each other in still at this point because
Yeah.
they're friends.
Yeah, the e-board girls.
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe if they didn't want to, maybe they wouldn't want to break up the obvious duo if they have kind of plans of being a duo, you know?
One thing I'm thinking about is if they are a secret duo that nobody knows about, why not keep Phil and get rid of the obvious duo? And then just pit those two against each other. Because I feel like that would have been so simple. Or at least, like, what if they go to a tribal again? It's just going to be a 2-2 tie? Or is Casey going to be like, I'm going to stick to Old Shallow and then vote off Mel?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they really do run the risk there.
Yeah, especially, like, we already touched on the info with the whole, like, Julia and Mario being friends and Julia having an idol and that whole debacle. So
Well,
I don't know if they heard about it or if it's just that Eli just kept tells Savannah everything.
yeah, I don't know. I think maybe the Phil boot might have had less it might have had more to do with the fact that they thought maybe he had an idol, and maybe they were like, it would be really cool if we could flush this idol and blindsiding him, because they did work extra hard to convince him that he wasn't being blindsided, because he even said, he was like, I think if I was being blindsided, they wouldn't go through all this trouble to like text me a bunch and like take me out to dinner and things. And I was like, we just saw this last episode.
Well, he wasn't there, so we can't blame him for that. And I was when he was saying that, I was like, this is what Gabby was saying last night. Like, why are they doing so much just to make sure, like, that he just doesn't play an idol?
Yeah, I know. But I mean, obviously that
It
means
worked.
it worked, and that
Well, he didn't have an idol anyway.
yeah, he didn't have an idol anyway, but he was looking for it forever. Like there was that one
Yes.
vlog where he was looking for it for like hours at like 2 in the morning or something.
Yeah, and I think he even told Mel he checked every memorial site to find this idol, which is another thing. So back to Murado for a quick second. They got an idol clue. So are they getting an idol clue for the idol Julia already found, or are they getting an idol clue for the old Shallow Tribe idol, which has not been found? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. It might be a new one. They might have placed a new, like a totally new one because of the swap.
Maybe.
I don't
That's
know.
what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is it to old Murado idol? Is it to old Shallow idol? Is it to the new Pinkle idol?
I don't know. I would say
Yeah.
it's probably a new one.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Because, like, if they kept getting a clue for an idol that's already been found just by somebody on the other tribe, that'd be kind of shit.
Yeah. Plus, they also could have. Well, they do still do that, but it might be confusing with the swap and everything. So they might have taken that one out of play and re-hit it. Sometimes they do that. So
Yeah, hopefully. Again, we need context. Like, are these idol clues to different idols, to the same idols, to already found idols?
I feel like we also usually get on-screen text with what the clues are and what they
Yeah,
say.
we're not knowing anything about the clues. All we're getting is little snippets that people are trying to remember.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know that they have them that they have them written down. They're texted to them, so I don't know.
Yeah, so future editors, put up the clues to the idols. You've done it before, why stop now?
I always used to read the clues in my vlogs, and they so that they would have something to use.
Yeah, and then you'd lead Jake to them.
Walk him on a leash.
Yeah, it's like, come on, little neighbor, here's
Come
your
on,
idol.
come on, Jake. Come
Come on,
on.
Jake. Come on, go get the idol.
Fetch.
Touch the idol and
And use it on fucking Abby for no reason.
because they were like a final two deal, they had mimosas planned.
It's so weird.
He gave his idol to the one person who did not get a vote that tribal.
Yeah, I told him, I whispered in his ear when he gave Abby the idol. I said, if I go home, I'm going to fucking murder you.
I think it would have been smart. Now, I'm not just boosting your ego because you're here. I think it definitely would have been smarter knowing what happens next. Like, if he played the idol on you, it maybe would have been like, Jake played the idol on me. He's obviously going to take me to the end. Why would he play an idol on me? I'm not going to vote him out for 4.
Yeah, he said he was more worried about Abby turning on him than me, and I was like, in what world?
Maybe in Abby's imaginary world, where she kept being like, check my vlogs and you'll know the gameplay I am.
And I said at Final Tribal, I was like, we don't see the vlogs until the season airs, right?
I kind of wish she came in with her laptop and was like, here, look at my vlogs. And it's like, and she's like, Abby, we can't show them. It's like, what?
Also,
My entire
when I was watching the season, I was like, what vlogs was she talking about? Because the season's out. The season's out, and I didn't really see anything. So.
That seems to be a common thread.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, I guess.
Yeah. That's another thing. I know now this is just for me personally, because I always make up scenarios that people talk about me in my head, because who doesn't? That when I talk shit about this cast and they're all like, you don't know the behind this. Well, when certain, how final juries, Abby as an example, is like, I play such a great games in my vlogs and behind the scenes that I wish I could show you, but I can't. You're just gonna have to trust me. And I know some people are probably thinking that on this cast when I talk shit about them, it's like I'm seeing the vlogs. I'm still not seeing anything good. And if you're thinking, oh, they just didn't put them in the edit, which maybe for this season I can blame the editors, but if you're not putting it in the edit, it's for a reason.
Also, you're filming your vlogs yourself, so you have control over what content you give the editors to put in. And if you don't give them
Yeah,
your, stuff
yeah, the good.
where you're giving yourself your flowers, then you're not it's not going to make the edit if it doesn't exist.
Yeah, and if it's not good, like we don't how many recordings are you going to give the editors of we're going to vote Brianna, we're going to vote Brianna for like 3 straight tribals, and it's like you've been giving us the same content for like the past 3 weeks. Can you give us something different?
I will say, based on the next time on, it seems like next week gets juicy.
Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for. It's like, please make this season entertaining, just
Yeah.
for just once.
Yeah, I think it'll get there. I think it'll get there.
Yeah. Oh, and Phil's final quote that kind of goes down in infamy for Survivor players that try to be hot shit but really aren't. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out swinging. Did he go out swinging? His words, yes. Everything else, no. Sorry,
Yeah.
Phil.
I didn't
We'll
think he
see.
really had a shot. I didn't think he really had a shot.
No, I feel like a common thread with this cast. It's all talk, no game.
Yeah. Although Mel did seem pretty
There's Mel's like one of the
surprised.
few exceptions. Oh yeah, Mel was
She also
shocked.
seemed a little surprised at the end that she got as many votes as she did. So,
Yeah, I think she was expecting one or even no votes. I think
yeah.
she was expecting one, being like, she probably thought, not Will, what's his name, Phil was going to vote for him. I think she didn't expect Eli to also vote for him. Which, now that we mention it, the reason why Eli vote for Mel and not Phil, the whole Marcelo being like, "Hey, keep Phil so we can work together." I thought I thought Marcelo and Mel were close. Like we had
Yeah, I thought so too, but they also did say something about wanting Will to do that so that
Phil.
they wanting
See, now you know what I went through last season.
Yeah, I can't do it. But whoever God, now I think I'm mixing up the two tribals.
Talk out loud and I'll help you.
Someone was like doing the same thing that we saw last episode where they were acting like they didn't know that the other person was getting blindsided. That was Phil's tribal, right?
Yeah, Eli was acting like he was going to
Eli.
act.
Okay. It was
Yeah,
Eli who was acting it. Okay.
yeah, he was going to act shocked and like Julia betrayed him to appease Marcel and be like, "Sorry, I voted with Phil. Julia didn't." Which Marcelo seems gullible enough to believe that.
Yeah. That the acting at the final tribals is or that at the tribal
So
council
bad.
is so funny. It's hilarious. It's the very much like
I
oh
had
my
no
god.
yeah, it's very like Southern Bells, like I'm going to faint.
I literally want someone to like flop on the floor and be like like please. Literally.
No.
It's so funny. It's so
Oh
funny.
god.
I
These
never
you
want
want
it to end. I want it to happen every time.
you want always someone to do like bad reaction to blindfold. And the thing is these people believe them.
Yeah, like someone I want them to like get on their knees and be like, "Why?"
I want someone to full on cry.
Yes, I want to see tears. Like that clip of that guy in Love Is Blind where he's like using that eye drops. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen Love Is Blind. I don't
Okay.
watch.
Well, so there's literally a clip that's been going around Twitter where this guy is in his confessional with the producers and he's trying to make it look like he cried and he's like, "Are we rolling? Are the cameras off?" And they're like, "No," even though the cameras are fully rolling. And he takes eye drops and he like squirts them all over his eyes and pretends to be crying. And they put it in the fucking edit that he's the eye drops in his
Shady editors.
awesome. I want that to happen. I want that at Tribal.
Yeah, we need some shady editors
When they
on
go
this
into
tribal.
like, yeah, when you go in to cast your vote, like you do a little
Yeah, it's just like, hold on.
so so funny.
I want somebody to do that final tribal council, just like full on cries, like I didn't want to vote you off, but I had to. My hand was forced. It's not like there were 6 other people I could have thrown my vote on.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see that at like a super something as low stakes as College Survivor, where we get like a $200 Venmo at the end.
Yeah, we need an Alaska detox, and like if you keep me around, I'll PayPal you 10,000.
Yeah,
Well, maybe not that much, but
I'm obsessed with that. Obsessed.
yeah, there's no briberies in like college survivors that I've seen. Nobody's like, hey, keep me and I'll give you
No,
money.
that's Hannah did that. Hannah did that on Heroes versus Villains.
Oh yeah, she did. Who was she like?
Kat, and Cam.
Oh yeah, and they technically did
They,
ish.
they technically didn't. So they technically Hannah was like, "I'll give you, I'll Venmo you if you promise to like never vote me out or whatever." And then they did. Or no, then they didn't. They didn't vote her out. We were the ones who blindsided her and turned against her. And then we all went out to dinner afterwards or drinks or something. And then Kat and Cam Venmo requested Hannah $100, and they were like, "We never voted you out."
It's like, pay. Did Hannah pay them?
No, Hannah was like, "Since when was my fee $100?"
My vote is not worth $100. Like
Yeah, very funny though.
10 at most.
It was really funny.
Oh, we need more. We need more of that. We just need like. I don't want to say we need messy because not sometimes messy is not always entertaining. Sometimes it can be detrimental to a season, but we just need like fun. Like nobody seems like they're having fun this season. They all seem so
They're taking it too seriously.
yeah.
They need to be a little bit sillier, a little bit goofier.
Yeah, like come on guys, it's just a college survivor. It's not like this is going to get you on the real show.
I know.
I mean, we haven't seen anybody yet.
Jack Lavalvo's trying. He's trying his damnedest. So is Hannah.
I want those two on the same season so bad.
I want them on the same season so bad too.
Same season, same tribe.
It'd be so fun. Instantly at each other's throats.
Everyone's gonna be wondering, it's like, why are these two like? At that point, I would fear for. Well, this one's not bad. I would fear for Jack's life because Hannah will have access to a sharp object. That's horrible. Love you, Hannah. I promise.
It would get dicey. It would get dicey. Sure.
Yeah. Maybe Jack sleep at the opposite end of the shelter. Finally, we have Pinkle. I almost called them Plinko.
I was saying they sound like a board game. It's Quirkle. Plinko.
Oh, what's that? Plinko, Plunko, Kaplunk.
Plinko's the Price is Right thing, right?
Is it? I never seen Price is Right.
Oh, I think it's like I don't know. It goes like bloop 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 bloop. You know what
Somebody
I mean?
Google that. Is that what Google says? I don't know what that means. So, what was I about to say?
Plinkle.
Plinkle, yes, Plinkle tribe. So apparently, Eli tells Savannah everything. It's like, oh yeah, Parker and Mario are roommates. Oh yeah, Mario and Julia are friends outside the game and have known each other. Oh yeah, Julia has an idol.
Yeah, how the fuck did that's not good that got out. How did that get out?
No. Like, why are you... I guess he did make a final 2 with her, so maybe he's trying to stay true to that, but you can't just info dump all the stuff on this girl at once.
Also, we talked about this before. Savannah hasn't really done anything to earn that loyalty, so it's kind of awesome for her that these people implicitly trust her that much that they're just dumping all of their secrets at her. I
Yeah,
was
like this,
Savannah, I'd be like sick.
like everything is so Savannah focused. For God's sake, stop messaging me. The one time I get messages, I'll fumble.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm throwing myself out there. I don't have to worry about my ex watching this. He has no idea. He has no interest in Survivor.
Boo.
He's more of a Big Brother person, but even then. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So yeah, they're info dumping everything on Savannah, and Parker's talking with Savannah. Mario's talking with Savannah. Eli's talking with Savannah, and it's not even his tribal.
Yeah.
And so like Mario's screwed, and not in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah. This is why I have confidence that this season could get messy, is because I think it could get messy just because of pure ineptitude of not really knowing how things work now.
I'm hoping so. I really want someone to vote themselves out.
Yeah, a classic Jason Ding moment.
Yeah.
Um,
Or idle themselves out, which I think is
yes.
hilarious. I've only
Yes.
seen it once on a real Survivor, and that was an Australian season. I want to see it again.
Obsessed. We have to it'll happen.
Yeah,
It'll happen.
hopefully.
But yeah, so Mario is screwed. Once again, I'll bring it up. I think Parker should have used the tribe swap to protect him, because he should have known that he wouldn't be able to protect Mario when it's such an obvious choice.
Yeah, did he just think like Andrew and Savannah would be like, okay, yeah, you're roommates. Well, that's okay, but so we'll still keep him around for you. They're like, no.
Also, they didn't find out that they were roommates from either of them. They found out from Eli and Julia, so that makes them look like they're being shady.
Yeah, and why did Julia tell Eli?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
and they kept acting like Mario got off the third floor when their room is on the fourth floor. They pretended not to know each other at dinner, and their pitches were horrible to her. Like to keep them around. It's like when she asked the obvious what if questions, like, okay, let's say we do vote off Jason. What happens next? Well, I guess we'll just see what happens then. Not like, oh, we'll obviously vote off Andrew.
Yeah.
That's what you say to the girl.
Yeah, you need at least you need to offer them something. That's the thing, is they had no way of protecting Mario because they had nothing to offer.
No, they didn't even offer loyalty.
No.
Like even just fake it. It's not like you guys are. I can't even say it's like they didn't want to lie. It's like you're clearly okay with lying to people.
Yeah. Also, it's really tough when you are roommates to act like complete strangers. It would have been easier to be like, "Oh, I know them because we live in the same building and we like have a couple classes together." And then people
Yeah,
don't know that you actually like know each other really, really well. Even that seems like less of a deception than being like, "Oh, that's stranger," and then your tribe finds out you guys fucking live together and are like recording vlogs next to each other probably, like,
I mean,
oh,
we've seen survivors where people have done that. Michigan is an infamous one. I just watched an OUS season where two sorority sisters managed to keep their secrets till pretty much final tribal council.
that's fun.
So it is possible. It's just they did a terrible job, and it did not help that they had. Well, Maddie never really told anyone influential about this, but the fact that, well, she knew the entire time.
Yeah, she never even got the chance to weaponize her info because they blew up their own spot so quickly.
Yeah, Eli beat them to it.
Yeah.
So Eli's ultimately the reason why Mario left. Actually, no, Julie is ultimately the reason Mario left.
I would even say Parker's part of the reason why Mario left, because he had the opportunity to protect him a little bit
Yeah,
more. Tribe swap advantage.
it's all y'all's fault. Mario, you did nothing wrong besides not. I can't even say he not didn't do anything. He tried. I can say that. He just didn't try hard enough. Like he kept giving the bare minimum. He just being like, I'm honest, I'm loyal. You have to be more than just that.
Yeah, the odds are stacked against him.
Yeah, it's like even if you are honest and loyal, you're not giving like examples, reasons, anything. You're just saying, I'm honest, I'm loyal, I want to work with you, which is the cliche thing to say.
You're also not like putting that loyalty and honesty to practice by like promising any kind of exchange, you know?
Yeah,
Like
like
he could be like, I promise you I'm gonna vote with you like no matter what the next couple tribals. And but he didn't. He was just like, I'm honest, I'm a good dude.
yeah, and
Not
like
enough. It's not enough.
yeah,
This is
that's nice in reality, but not in Survivor.
yeah, it's not Survivor best friends race.
Yeah, say like yeah, like if you keep me, you got Julie on your side, you have Emma on your side, and when you have Emma, you have like three other people because she knows she's mutual friends with everyone. Or
Mhm.
like everyone has mutual friends with her.
Yeah, that's it, yeah, I don't know.
That's another weird thing. It's like Emma's always like she sounds like, oh yeah, we have mutual friends because she said that to like 7 different people.
Yeah, that's probably where part of her power comes from.
Yeah,
But
it's like she's so social yet so forward.
yeah, the thing is I don't get the social game when he's saying fuck you and giving the middle finger to other people.
Which I wish we saw.
I know. What the hell?
Now that would have been messiness we needed to see.
I needed that. I need that in a bonus episode, a
Yeah,
lost episode.
yeah. We need that for like all the seasons, really.
We do.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of lost footage in Heroes versus Villains. Some they
Oh,
probably can't release for reasons.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I definitely know one thing that you've told me. I probably shouldn't say that out loud.
Yeah, that's fine. We
Eh,
can.
they're not.
They can
They're not.
speculate. They
Eh,
can speculate.
no one's watching. And if they are, nah, they're not gonna care. So we get to the double. Oh, I will. Let's talk about Jason for a quick sec because he did show as much as I'm completely hopeless on him. He did show like a little bit of awareness and being like he wishes and a little bit of potential to flip, being like, I just want to say, can we just vote Parker? But he knew it's like that's not gonna work because hive mindset. I literally said that in the YouTube chat. It's like gotta love the shallow hive mind.
Yeah. And I think the thing with Jason is I think that he is purposely doing this like cool guy, I don't really know what I'm doing kind of persona because he thinks it's funny or something because he like so obviously said to Derek in the vlog and they kept it in the edit. He was like, "Oh, the other people don't see these during the season, right?" And it's like you know that, dude. You know that. You don't have to like make a deal out of asking that or whatever. And I thought the same thing when he said that Parker stuff. I was like, see, you actually are fucking trying and you do care. You do care. It's
You
all that.
do. Stop pretending you don't care. This isn't the mid 2000s where acting like you don't care about something means you're cool.
I know. I was like, just have fun. It's fun.
Yeah, yeah, that's always my goal when I play Survivors. I play to have fun. Do I take it seriously sometimes? Yes, but sometimes that's fun.
As you should. You should take it seriously, but you should also have fun.
Yeah, you can do both things. So tribal happens. We get the obvious one. Mario gets voted off 4-1. Parker turned on his roommates because he felt like he had to. Jason didn't even show up, which I'm trying to think. Have we ever seen Jason outside of his vertical confessionals?
I honestly don't think so. I haven't seen any
No.
footage of him otherwise. I haven't even heard anybody talk about him in a confessional as like being like, "Oh, I got coffee with Jason today." Nobody has
No.
interacted with him at all, I think.
I like to think they only had 17. How many's in this cast? They only had 17 people, and they asked, like, hey, Derek, do you mind just filming your roommate at confessionals and pretending he's like in the cast?
That's yeah, he's just edited in post. Um
Yeah.
that's then another thing, another way that Parker could have used this tribe swap is uh if he had put somebody else on their tribe, then Jason could have been a really obvious pick because he doesn't fucking show up.
Yeah, he doesn't exist. He's a figment of our imaginations.
Yeah, like you could have made that the easier choice instead of just trusting on your ability to sell Jason over Mario.
Yeah, which he did poorly. Which both of them did.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the brights, if you can look for a bright side, if they do go back to tribal, there's another easy vote
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
nobody's going to do anything on that tribe. Um, and then the other tribe, the deep end tribe, Philip ultimately goes home. He pulls a bit of a Gabby in his exits.
You'll regret this. Or you made a mistake. He said you made a
Yeah,
mistake. Yeah.
yeah. And it was a 3-2. I mean, the closest we can get to a nail biting vote so far this season, or to an interesting vote. And Phil goes home. Uh, definitely did not go out swinging, did not go out being the player he wanted to be. I definitely saw Phil as like, I always feel mean when I say this, but it's always very accurate. A wannabe player, like someone who just he looks like he like would play a good would be your stereotypical good game player, and everybody thinks that, and in reality, it's not really that much.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe he was I think sometimes with
Yeah,
that type of person, they're waiting too long to start their
yeah,
to
that's
start
always
their game.
yeah. Like I feel like he could have easily gone to Mel and Casey and be like, "Hey, we need to split up Julia and Eli." And Casey may have gone along with it.
Yeah,
If
and especially Mel feeling like she was doesn't have a super secure position, which she definitely doesn't now, considering how many people voted for her without her knowing.
yeah, well, one,
Oh, yeah. Well,
but still, that's ultimately one of a pair. And I don't know if Casey's willing to keep the e-board girls together.
yeah, she can't really bank on that alliance alone.
Yeah, so I think if that tribe were to go to tribal again, it would be the most interesting. Because I feel like in the other two, it's just two easy votes. Easily vote off Jason, easily vote off Ben or Maddie. Most likely Maddie.
Mhm.
And then if that tribe goes to tribal again, it'd be like, is Casey going to turn on Shallow or turn on the the e-board girls?
E-girl. The
the e
e-girl.
yeah, the e-board girls.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanna see Murata go to tribal just because I wanna see if there's an Emma crash and burn in our near future, or if she's gonna miraculously get like if people are gonna allow her to get really far. Because I can see her kind of sneaking through for some unexplainable reason.
Yeah, because right now there's only 5 Murado people left, and 4 of them are on the same tribe. And then you have Mel on her own. And then
Mm.
there's still 8 shallow people. Yeah, there's 8 with a tribe full of them. One person that we're convinced is not real.
Was edited in post.
Yeah, I want to find proof that this Jason guy is real. How do we know he's just not like a figment of our imagination?
We have
Like the yeah,
we
or is
have
he
to
like Ohio? It's not real.
exactly. Exactly. It's like birds, how they're like actually government drones, not real animals. Um,
Yeah,
he we need to like screenshot the next challenge and make sure that he's somewhere in the crowd in the lineup.
yeah. Because remember when I was trying to figure out who's on what tribe and I couldn't tell who was Jason, who was Eli? Maybe one person was Eli and one guy was just wrapped up to be Jason, being like we need
Exactly.
an average-looking white guy.
One
Where are
was
we
a
going to
body
find?
double.
Yeah, where do we want to find an average-looking white guy in all of Syracuse?
Knock on every frat door.
Get somebody from like season 4 that's like, hey, quick, hey, Jake, quick, go in for a sec. Just wrap up a bit.
Jake.
Here's the
Honestly,
first guy that
Jake could make a convincing Jason.
yeah,
That's
they're
not
both white. It was actually Derek wrapped up. It's
a
like, quick, pretend to be your roommate for like 10 seconds.
Derek would have to walk on his knees.
Oh, yeah, he's like tall. I mean, we don't know how tall Jason is because we just see him sitting down all the time.
Yeah, we have no idea. He could have literally tree trunk legs. We would never know.
We will never know. I really want to get this rumor cast. Is like, is Jason real?
Literally. Conspiracy theory. Jason is not real.
Yeah.
It's
That's another part of our Patreon where me and Gabby go in depth on the Jason real theory.
a deep dive.
Yeah.
10
So
parts.
join our Patreon for that.
This
Now
Patreon
it's
is
time.
so fun. I would subscribe.
Yeah, I like how this is a recurring theme. Like, join our Patreon for this. So I think it's time for our favorite portion, the placement ranking. I forgot the name for a second. I came up with it.
Oh, yeah.
So we got two people for this time, Mario and Phil. We'll start with Mario since he was voted off first. And the 15th people, we got Molly LaPesca in season 1 when she was targeted for a reason that even to this day, nobody can figure out why.
That ended up being I'm in the sorority that all of those girls were in, or I was in it. And ended up having a ripple effect socially in a lot of different ways.
Oh,
That
next we
was
have.
big drama. That was big
Ooh.
drama.
To this day, they still don't know why they voted for her.
It was there was a lot of hurt feelings. A lot of
I would I would imagine.
uh-huh.
Next is Carl in Heroes versus Villains when he tried to make a move and failed, and was the beginning of the downfall of the heroes. So thank you, Carl.
The beginning of the
Uh-huh.
downfall. We love.
Yeah. Next is original Hannah Dolan. The premiere of her in that awful transition tribe where it scarred her for life, the poor girl.
Where she was done so dirty by Jack.
Yeah, the beginning of the Jack versus Hannah drama.
That's if you want to talk about a dramatic but authentic reaction at Tribal. If you watch Hannah, when she knows that she's going home, she literally is like,
That's
like
proper shocked.
it's that is
Yeah.
human
You
emotion.
you
That's for
can just see like the tears about to come on her when she saw her when she I think when she saw her name for the first time.
yeah, because I don't think she was expecting it at all. Her heart dropped straight into her ass. I know she like when she sees it for the first time, she like sits up in her chair, and then when she
She's
sees it for
like
the second time, she's like, it's pure abject horror.
shallow people take notes. That's how you have genuine emotion when it's actually you going home.
The Hannah Dolan School of Acting. It's about real
Set it
emotion.
set it up. Uh that's our next that's what we're setting up our Patreon for, to start the Hannah
Yes,
Dolan School of Acting.
to fund the Hannah Dolan School of Acting.
That's where all of the funds go to. So sign up so Hannah can teach acting classes to future Survivor players.
That I'm Liam, not even kidding. That is very much her dream job.
Let's get Hannah in a call and set it up.
Yeah, she'd be obsessed.
And current last place is Adam from Mind Body Soul. I put him there because he ultimately kind of shot himself in the foot 3 times.
Yeah, Adam, I don't think I've ever met Adam, and somehow he like claimed responsibility for me getting voted out in Mind Body Soul, and I was like, I don't even know who you are.
You, we all know you were the reason you were voted off in Mind Body Soul. No one had anything to do. It's like,
It's another thing to add to my resume.
yeah, it's like I
Repertoire.
got. It's like I managed to get out Hannah Dolan. I got out Jack LaBelle. I got out myself.
Jake Niebuhr, that was a big one.
You got a Jake Niebuhr, number one. And so, where would we put Mario? I have an idea where I would put him. I want to hear you first.
I don't know. I might put him above Adam because he was more of a victim of circumstance as opposed to causing his own downfall. Because it's kind
Hmm.
of like Hannah, he's a victim of the swap.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah, now that you're saying, I was going to put Dead last
Mm-hmm.
because I just can't think of anything he's done. While with Adam, I guess I can claim credit to that whole voting off Molly with the advantage that he found.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. I would probably agree because Mario didn't really have anything to build a resume with. And it sucks that he was just kind of a victim of the swap, but
Yeah.
he didn't really get enough, didn't have enough time to do anything to brag about.
Yeah, so Mario last then?
Yeah, sorry, Mario. I think so.
Sorry, sorry, Mario. Congratulations, Adam. Finally, somebody's done worse than you on a season. I'm sure you're great. I've never met you. But if you want to claim moves that you made to get me out when I've never played, go right ahead. I'm fine with that.
Go right ahead.
Okay, and now we move on to Philip. I almost said Will again. So in first place for the 14 people, we have Meg from season 2, where I think I can't think of a worse way to go or a most weird way to go.
Yeah, R.I.P. Meg. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Meg.
Next we have Holly in her Heroes vs. Villains, where she got idled out.
Idol in
Not
her
idle.
pocket.
Yeah, idle in her pocket. Not idled out.
Blindsided with an idol in her pocket. No,
Yeah,
it wasn't even in her pocket. It was
it
in
was
her
at
dorm.
home.
It was in her dorm. She didn't even bring it to
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
crazy.
and she was supposed to give it to Cassidy because it was her turn to hold it, and she thought, you know what, maybe I'll hold on to it just for a little bit longer. It's like the one time you should have given it to Cassidy.
That's yikes. That sucks so bad.
Third is Curtis, bruh.
I love Curtis. I'm obsessed with Curtis. He's a good friend of mine. Curtis, Curtis will go down in history in Survivor for being the reason why Cam went home first instead of Jake Never. The only reason. He is
So
literally the only reason. You remember this? I don't know how much of it was in the edit.
I just remember one, it being confusing, two, questioning why is it 2 episodes for a first vote?
Yeah, so what happened is Polly was on that tribe, right?
Yeah.
Curtis was drunk at a party the night before the vote. Polly and Valentina were the ones who concocted this Jake blindside for the first vote after saying that they would be in alliance with Jake. Then they were like, no, let's blindside Jake. They're all drunk at a party together. Curtis goes up to Jake, thinking it's Polly, and says, yeah, so like, are we still gonna vote Jake tomorrow? And Jake is like, I'm Jake. And then they had to last minute scramble.
How can you get Polly and Jake mixed up? They don't look alike. I mean, when you're drunk, who knows?
I no, that's the hilarious part is how the fuck, like Curtis, how did you do that? But that is the only reason why Cam is the first ever first boot. That's the reason why Cam is Syracuse's pork chop. It would have been Jake Niebuhr. How iconic would that have been if Jake Niebuhr was the first boot ever?
Oh, that would have been so. Knowing how the season went, that would have been so sad.
I know. I know. But
We never would have gotten the poison idol moment.
exactly. But Curtis is the reason Curtis will stay up high in this ranking for me because of that reason alone. I think that is one of the most hilarious things to happen in Survivor Syracuse history.
Oh, I can't believe. Oh, I'm so happy I heard that. I just, I think I just ultimately thought like Cam didn't talk to anyone.
No, it was literally just because. Well, that's ultimately why they decided, like, oh my god, second choice, we'll go with Cam.
We'll go with Cam, I guess.
But it was supposed
Oh,
to be Jake.
I'm when I first watched it, I was like, oh, because I always root for the girls to stay and the men to go home. But now that I kind of know Jake, I don't want to say like I'm friends with Jake because we talked a few times. I like to think we are, but I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no. It's weird when you actually get attached to these people. When you're like, oh,
Yeah.
now that I actually know you, it's like I'm so happy.
Jake's great. I love
Oh yeah,
Jake.
Jake's like a blast to be around. If I somehow ever get to chat with him again, that'd be fun.
His farm boy energy goes a long way.
Yeah. Also, I like the weird super fans because it's like, yay, I'm not the only crazy one.
He is legitimately crazy. He might need to be institutionalized because his whole like stats thing. He runs our Survivor Fantasy League and he like always he spits out these stats at the end. And I'm like, you have a full-time job. How are you also making a spreadsheet and like calculating all these points and all this stuff? I'm in third place in the league, by the way.
You want to talk about stat sheets? I have one for every season I've watched.
That's amazing. I'm
This is
obsessed.
only, and as you can see down here, I've seen a few.
I'm obsessed. wait, we gotta. Uh, so wait, is that Jason? That's from.
This is the very first. This is the U.S. Survivor.
Oh, nice.
So, I have. Wait, have you seen the most recent episode?
Of Survivor this season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's okay if I scroll all the way to the bottom. So yeah, this is just the U.S. one.
That's so fun. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I have Australia, South Africa, a couple of MC ones, and then the College Survivor ones I've seen. Here's the Syracuse one.
Ah, there it is. Polly Levine.
There he is,
That's
and
so funny.
there,
There's me.
there
Wait.
you are.
Ah! Ah!
Third place, Gabby.
That's so fun.
And here's the current season.
Aw. Hey guys.
Anyway, back to the placement ranking. Oh, that's the Aussie Survivor one. Wait, where is it? There it is. I know how to use this, I promise. Oh yeah, and last is Jason Ding in his first season.
Jason, dang it. That
Yeah.
was himself idol. He idled himself. Or no, he voted himself out. He didn't idle.
Yeah, he pretty much. I'm still so confused on how like every single person except for like Holly and Cassidy voted wrong. Not or like voted wrong or like just didn't go with the plan because like everyone wanted Holly, but
Yeah.
yet it was
It would
Jason
have
that
been
left.
Holly. If Jason voted correctly, it would have been Holly, but Jason voted wrong and then it was fucking him. So that's the reason why people are like, ah, shit. Because when I forget who he voted for, but when that name came up,
Sabrina.
yeah, he voted for Sabrina. When that name came up, people were like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it's like
People were like,
I love rewatching that scene where it's like Luke goes Sabrina and everyone's just
everyone's
like,
like,
huh?
where did that come from?
And then it's just like Jason, you voted yourself out.
That's so iconic, though. See, that's the thing is with Curtis and Jason, you can't really talk about gameplay, but they're so iconic.
They have moments.
They're such good TV.
And then now that we have Philip onto the list, where should we put him?
I don't know. The thing is like, what I'm grappling with is he number 3 because he did objectively, he tried harder than Curtis and Jason, or is he last because Curtis and Jason were way more iconic than he?
Yeah, if we look, well, I would personally put him above Jason because he didn't vote himself off.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
I
because this
I
is
can definitely handle that.
yeah. So, but do we put him above Curtis? Because the thing I'm thinking about, how screwed. I'm also trying to think like, would have either of them gone further had they survived their respective votes? Like, how far would a Curtis have gone, and how far would a Philip have gone?
I think Philip would have had more longevity than Curtis. Curtis was kind of a dead man walking from day one.
Yeah, he really was. It was like there's a reason why he was poisoned first.
I think Curtis was like I don't even think he was supposed to be on the season. I think he was like an alternate.
And the thing is, they could have easily not put him on the season because it was a it was a cast of 17 for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which to this day I still don't get. Like,
I know
why did
Polly was also an alternate. So
oh god, good thing they casted him.
yeah.
So it's like okay, so Jason's definitely last. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah.
It's like
Jason
would we
Con.
yeah, so it's like do we put him here or do we put him above Curtis?
We could probably put him above Curtis because Curtis had objectively bad gameplay, but
yeah, and Philip
as
had
much
like
as I love Curtis.
yeah,
Philip at least was trying. He was like out there hunting for idols.
yeah, it's like he was spent. Yeah, we have to put respect on that. He spent like what 2 hours hunting for an idol in like a snowstorm.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
In the Syracuse winter.
Yeah, and that winter is unkind.
I would imagine. Oh nope, that's the entire thing. I know how to edit. I promise. There we go. Pretty colors.
Aw. So cute.
I to think the highest person we have so far is Emily.
Yeah.
No
Well,
one's cracked. No one's cracked that number one spot yet.
no one's cracked the number one. It's hard. Number one is pretty stacked.
Yeah, I mean,
The
look at
only
it. You
sub I
have
would make is me for Madison, but that's because I'm biased. So
so am I, and that's kind of why Madison's above.
oh,
It's by law. It's by law in the Madison Stan Club edition. If I don't, I get kicked out and revoked.
oh, I feel you. I understand.
But I mean, runner. I mean, she did make a final tribal council, so
She did. And if I
yeah.
did, I would have won. But it's okay.
Against either of those two girls. It's like I'm just imagining you winning the final immunity. It's like, do I want to win unanimously or do I want to make it close?
I know. I think I would have chosen the unanimous win. Just
I'm trying to think, who's the unanimous win again? I want to say it's Abby.
Abby.
Yeah, Abby, because I think everyone does vote for you. Maybe not Derek, because Derek loves not voting for a winner.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason why I did. Yeah.
Okay, so congratulations. I mean, commiseration. I was supposed to say congratulations, Mario and Phil. Commiserations, Mario and Philip, for being voted off. Next episode has aired 20 minutes ago.
Go
So
catch it.
so go watch it. If you enjoyed this, we will be doing this again. If you want more Syracuse, like I said, the episode is currently premiering, so go watch it. Or if you're going to do what I usually do, wait till the morning. God, I love that GMT time zone. If you want more live reality game stuff, you can follow the socials, subscribe, share. Oh, I'm stealing movie bitches now. And we'll see you next time for another Survivor Syracuse New Era cast shit on. I mean, episode. We love this cast. I think.
I have full confidence knowing a lot of them personally. And knowing that obviously I don't know specifics, but I know that there were a few times during the season where they would come to me and be like, "Girl, shit is going down." So I have confidence that it'll get spicy.
Yeah, I'm just way too impatient. So hopefully the cast can prove me wrong and be entertaining.
Hey, could be happening right now. Could be happening as
could be happening right now. Go watch the episode. We most likely missed the non-existent challenge.
Yeah, maybe we didn't miss the challenge. Maybe everybody missed the challenge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right now you're currently missing Emma calling everybody sheep. The entire shallow people wanting to stay together, and the editors trying their desperateness to include Jason to prove that he's real.
the CGI budget that they've spent on a body double for Jason.
That's why they're not showing any challenges. They don't have the budget for it. It's all going into Jason.
The budget is all going into a marionette puppet that they're making as Jason.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.